Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to tackle a very important topic, and that topic is about climate change, specifically on how taking action against it worsening will benefit us and our economy, and how we, as an individual, could help slow the ever-increasing process that is climate change and the danger and threats that comes with it. And of course, we can't talk about climate change without bringing up Greta Thunberg. I'm pretty sure that most of us who've seen the topic anywhere on the internet must have known her. She's an incredible person. Even at her age, she's able to confront world leaders about their policies that affect climate change with her powerful speech, and represent not only us teenagers who might be unable to give out our voice on the matter, but also the whole community that cares about the well-being of our planet. Well, of course, most of us definitely cares about our planet. We dying polar bears, melting ice balls, aggressive storms and hurricanes that wreak havoc in our cities, and every year seems to break some horrible records that could be traced back to climate change. But despite knowing all this, we might also think that we don't want to take action that is as dramatic or as drastic as what Greta Thunberg is. And most of us can't convince politicians to make a change either. So, what can we do? The truth is that we don't need to change anyone but yourself. And the positive effect that will follow will definitely come along. What can you do is to start being as environmentally friendly as you can. How? Well, let's start with the thing you have the most control over, which is the trash that you've been throwing away every single day. How about starting from today? Instead of unconsciously throwing it away, you ask yourself these three fairly simple questions. The first questions you should ask before you even bought the item. The question is this product the least harmful one that I can find? So reducing is the key word here. For example, when you go out and buy a deodorant and you choose the spraying can out of the shelf, well, the answer from the first question would be no. It isn't the least harmful product of deodorant. Why? Because aerosol sprays produce harmful gases, mainly CFC, that would damage the ozone layer, which could cause skin cancer if you're exposed to it for a prolonged period of time. So, when we're being mindful about the product that we bought, not only are we helping the environment, but we're also protecting our planet and the future generation in general. Now, let's move on to the second question. You can ask yourself this question before you go and throw out that wore out jeans of yours, for example. You could actually reprocess it by asking this question. Can this product make value by I'm not throwing away? Now, this question is pretty self-explanatory. For example, you could donate your small but still well-kept clothes to an orphanage, which will definitely need your help. And you could repurpose the jeans that you have into a denim jacket, which would definitely be helpful since there's plenty of tutorials that you could find on YouTube this day and age. So not only are you reducing a potentially harmful waste that you will throw out on the environment, remember, little by little, beyond this, you also have yourself a friendly way for free. So, the next question, and the last question, is what is the best way to dispose of this item? So as you know by the context of the question, you ask yourself this question when the item cannot make new value for itself, and you have to throw it. But instead of unconsciously throwing it away, you've been mindful about the disposing process and how it will impact the environment. So, the easiest way you can do this with most trash is recycling and composting. Since a lot of plastic trash, especially plastic bottles, is recyclable, and organic trash could fit back to Mother Nature by decomposing and providing the essential nutrients that plants need to grow. And when you're doing all of this, it usually takes no longer than 5 minutes, sometimes just a couple of seconds. But by doing these mindful techniques, you not only are saving the environment, but it will also benefit you in the long term, mainly on your economy by cutting off unnecessary spendings. And if you're wondering how doing these kind of things could help the environment, well, let me give you the facts. An average person like you and me produces around 1,000 kilograms of trash every single year. And if the person's life expectancy is around 80 years, then you'd be looking at 80 metric tons of trash for a single person. That's about half the weight of an average residential house. Can you believe that? Just look at the mounds and mounds of trash that's in our dumping centers. And yet, most of the trash that's here is actually recyclable, around 70%, and the rest is usually compostable, which is definitely a lot when you consider that we throw away a metric ton of trash every single year. But studies and surveys actually shows that we only reprocess just a tiny percentage of this amount. And if we're actually being mindful about the waste, we could actually prevent 700 kilograms of trash being dumped into the environment every single year. Just imagine if you could get 5 more people to do this, or 100 more people, even 1,000 more people. The truth is that we're saving ourselves as much as we're saving the environment by doing these mindful actions. So, what have we learned today? We've learned that reducing, reusing, and recycling will help a lot in combating climate change, and that we don't need to be exactly like Greta Thunberg and attend every single climate change protest or leave school in order to help the planet. But we can do it by simply just being mindful with the waste that we produce as an individual. Changes starts in you. Don't you ever forget that. Because the fate of our planet is in your hand, be it as an individual or together, as the citizen of the planet Earth. My name is Rosa, Mystica, Bertha. I'm from Senior High School to Semarang, and thank you for taking time to listen to my approach on climate change.